Super short clip, but again, this is from one of our commentators, a guy named Jat, who analyzes the technical aspects of the game. And that's a video segment that we released to our players called Team Fight Breakdown. And it could help give a bit of a sense around the complexity, but a lot of this complexity and a lot of this learning is actually what drives a lot of the viewership interest. A lot of players who want to watch esports not only want to figure out who's going to win the match, but they also want to learn how to be better players themselves. And so beyond just the game, of course, there's a competitive ecosystem which we've nurtured and evolved over many years. This is an image from our World Championships last year. And there's actually, within the League of Legends ecosystem, we have 13 professional leagues around the world. And so one of the things, if any of you are on the investor side or media side, you're thinking about how to buy sponsorships and whatnot, think about reach and try to go deeper into the numbers of what everybody's talking about. Because I think there's still a lot of confusion about the different aspects of the esports ecosystem. But League of Legends is truly a global sport. And what's cool is after our regular seasons and regional tournaments for championships that we have every year, we then host a 5-week, essentially, World Cup, which is called our World Championships. And we actually rotate the World Championships tournament, essentially the World Cup, but rather than doing it every 4 years, we do it every year all around the world. And a lot of the past venues includes venues like this, which is the Bird's Nest in Beijing, which is shown here, Staples Center in LA, Madison Square Garden, Mercedes-Benz Arena in Berlin, Wembley. We've gone all over the world to go connect with this rabid fan base who loves all things League of Legends. And so it's not only this competitive game, but there's also this community around the game in sort of a similar way to, if you go to the South and you go to Alabama-Auburn football game, the culture and the history and the rivalries and, the tailgating, and all of these aspects are really starting to evolve around esports. It just manifests in a different way. And these fans come together to express their love for the game, not again just from a fandom and esports perspective, but also from a creative standpoint, building things like fan art, where these are, there's millions of fan-created images, or there's incredible cosplay, where again, community members are expressing their creativity, or they follow streamers, who are now making a professional living, just essentially being little hosts of their own mini talk show that through Twitch or through other streaming channels that are entertaining our players all around the world. And this fan affinity is driven by this incredibly rich intellectual property as well, which creates a lot of possibilities for storytelling and brand integration and all sorts of cool things. So, we recently just produced a bunch of comics with Marvel. This was the first, which was Ash, or named after one of our characters, Ash, which is actually inspired by my wife, Ashley. We've released an animated short recently called Rise. You heard some of the music for one of the early intro videos. That'll actually be featured in the New York City Film Festival coming up in May. And we actually just got nominated last night for a Sports Enemy for the Rise video as well. But this stuff matters because, again, it sort of denotes that gaming and games like League of Legends are much more than a game, where the affinity and the target player that we really try to focus on actually identifies as being a League of Legends player. So about 75% of our players, they don't say, I play League of Legends, they say, I am a League of Legends player. And this is the difference between, say, hey, I like to golf, or I'm a golfer, right? Or I like to surf, or I'm a surfer, right? Like, the nuances of that opt-in identity mean that they care deeply about the nuances of what makes a great experience. And what we try to do at Riot is really hyper-serve this type of really sophisticated enthusiast gamer. And we think that matters for esports and for any brands that are thinking about participating in this ecosystem. So, and as I mentioned about sort of our World Championships last year, which is sort of our version of the Super Bowl, we actually brought our cultural icons to the stage in a pretty cool way that I want to show you, that kind of shows how the magic, the type of incredible experience that we can deliver to fans when all of the different elements of the ecosystem come together to deliver a great fan experience. So this is a image of 4 of our characters from in-game. It's Kaisa, Akali, Ari, and Evelyn. And we had turned them into pop stars. Because we were in Korea, we decided to create a Korean pop band out of these 4 characters. And then the way we make money is we sell these digital outfits for $10, $15. And to set this up a little bit in terms of video you're about to see, you're going to see this band performing live with augmented reality characters on stage in front of a live audience of 20,000 people, being watched by 99.6 million people around the world, where a song that we wrote in our internal composition team then actually became the #1 song in the world on the Billboard charts. And the music video that we created has over 1 billion views around the world. And anyway, just take a look. And then we actually blended in some fan reactions to show you, because numbers sound big, but when you see the emotional resonance and the reaction, it's a little more impactful. So let's take a quick look at this.